The sun hung low in the sky, casting long, ominous shadows across the somber town of Dusty Flats. Wooden storefronts, weathered by time, lined the streets, and a time-worn saloon stood as the centerpiece of the town, its swinging doors whispering tales of forgotten conversations and hidden secrets. A solitary figure, the lone stranger, rode into town, his presence as enigmatic as the encroaching darkness. He led his steed, Spur, to a watering trough outside the tavern. His face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed cowboy hat, he exuded an aura of mystery and quiet authority. His trusty steed bore the mark of countless journeys across the untamed frontier. As the last light of day faded, casting the town into a shadowy embrace, two townsfolk stood outside the saloon. Silhouetted against the darkening sky, they cast wary glances at the eerie tumbleweeds that rolled by, their movements strangely purposeful, as if guided by an unseen force. A bearded man, his face etched with concern, remarked in a hushed tone, "I tell ya, these tumbleweeds ain't right. They're moving like they got a mind of their own." Beside him, a red-haired woman responded with a shudder, "I'm sure it's just the breeze." The man's gaze remained fixed on the unnerving procession of tumbleweeds. "Ain't no breeze tonight, hun?" The woman clutched her arms, her voice trembling. "Then why am I shivering?" The townsfolk stole furtive glances in the lone stranger's direction, their voices trailing off as they watched the newcomer's every move. The lone stranger, seemingly unfazed by the disquiet that had settled upon the town, observed the peculiar tumbleweeds and the unsettling conversations that unfolded around him. He knew that his arrival in Dusty Flats was no coincidence. A forgotten flyer, half buried in the muddied street, caught the attention of the lone stranger, who had ventured into town. The message on the flyer read, "The Tumbleweed Terror," and hinted at the encroaching nightmare. It spotlighted a chilling tale of a young boy who had become ensnared in the tumbleweeds and barely found alive, igniting mild panic across town. The flyer was dated 3 days ago. The lone stranger, his dark eyes concealing hidden knowledge, picked up the flyer. He mumbled to himself, "Tumbleweeds. More like tumbleweirds." Inside the dimly lit tavern, a gathering of townsfolk huddled in the dim corners, near an open window, voices trembling as they whispered an unsettling story. The lone stranger leaned up against the outside wall, eavesdropping on the conversation. An elderly man recounted the chilling tale. "I heard tell that a group of riders went out past town and found themselves in a tumbleweed nightmare. They barely made it back. Their horses froze up and foamed at the mouth. Said it was like being trapped in the devil's grasp." The hushed conversations grew darker, and fear now superseded curiosity, hanging like a shroud over the tavern. The elderly man closed the shutters of the window. The lone stranger, a figure shrouded in mystery and recognized only by a tattered poncho and an alien otherworldly gun at his side, watched the gathering chaos with a sense of grim resolve. He stood alone, vigilant in a world teetering on the precipice of cosmic dread. As the sun vanished beneath the horizon, its last feeble rays casting elongated shadows, the lone stranger stepped into the forsaken town square. He raised his modified six-shooter, its cosmic barrel lit up with a crimson aura, and took aim at the encroaching tumbleweeds. A bystander, nervously peering from behind a cracked window, called out, "What in tarnation is he doing? Shooting at tumbleweeds won't do no good." But the lone stranger knew something the townsfolk didn't. With a calculated resolve, he raised his modified six-shooter of extraordinary power. The weapon emitted a high-pitched screech, and he fired high-energy laser shots upon the tumbleweeds, setting them ablaze with a cosmic fire that momentarily revealed their hidden core. A grotesque, unearthly orb pulsating with an unsettling presence. The Tumbleweed Heart. As the lasers tore through the tangle of darkness, the tumbleweeds writhed and hissed, their malevolent dance taking on an even more sinister aspect. Their fiery tendrils lashed out, forming a barrier between the lone stranger and the Tumbleweed Heart. He staggered back, narrowly avoiding the searing touch of the manipulated flames. The townsfolk, caught between awe and terror, huddled at a distance, watching the clash of unearthly forces unfold before them. The crimson glow of the laser shots cast writhing shadows across the town as they witnessed the struggle between the lone drifter and the cosmic horror. Undaunted by the ferocious defense of the Tumbleweeds, the lone stranger adjusted his aim and fired with unerring precision. The laser shot struck the writhing mass, causing it to falter. The fires dissipated, and the tumbleweeds quivered, revealing their grotesque secret. The tumbleweed heart at the center of the malevolent phenomena pulsed with an unsettling presence. Its alien, viscous surface shimmered like an astral liquid. Some townsfolk gasped as they laid eyes on the cosmic aberration and will be plagued with nightmares for the rest of their days. As the lone stranger continued to eradicate the remaining tumbleweeds and focus his fire upon the accursed orb, it let out a final, bone-chilling wail. The tumbleweed heart, now exposed and vulnerable, thrashed wildly, a last desperate attempt to defy its vanquisher. With unwavering determination, the lone stranger captured the vile artifact in a lead containment box. As he sealed it away, the curse dissipated entirely, leaving the tumbleweeds to wither and disintegrate into ashy oblivion. The town's tranquility was ostensibly restored, but the lingering dread clung to the air. The townsfolk, caught between relief and inexplicable dread, began to cheer, their voices hesitant at first, then slowly gaining confidence. A voice from the crowd yelled, "He's done it! He's saved us!" Yet their voices wavered and the cheers slowly transformed into fearful, hushed whispers. The lone stranger, accustomed to the enmity that often followed his interventions, sighed beneath his weathered cowboy hat, his thoughts veiled in a shroud of melancholy. He murmured to his loyal steed, "Time to depart, Spur. These folks ain't ready for the truth." He mounted his trusty white-haired steed, and without another word, he rode off into the unfathomable, starless horizon, a lone figure fading into the unexplored territories, leaving behind a town forever touched by the eldritch forces that had plagued their frontier.